27.71. Denzel Mead, the veteran from Tasmania in 85, starts out of 4. And Barry Graham, back from the Uniteds from Wollongong in the Pennzoil Pontiac, starts out of position number 6. Robin Best in the Ford Thunderbird from Tasmania starts out of 7. 23, Ian Thomas. The second pace car remains out there on the racetrack. And George Elliott, defending NASCAR champion, on pole position. A sterling performance yesterday. As Mark Osler reported in our opener, the new radial ply tyres being used on the NASCARs in Australia for the first time this weekend have taken the cars into that 27-second bracket. Walter Giles and carrying our DuPont Centauri race cam. Walter has been a model of consistency in this category over the last couple of races. I think we can look forward to big things from him. He's a bit of a charger. Max Dumsney, who I alluded to there on the grid, will start out of position number 2 in the Valvoline car. And he had to make a choice whether to run here this weekend or go to Perth and go for his national sprint car title. They couldn't get connecting flights and they couldn't break up the team. So Max, who is a very, very talented young driver, in the John Sidney car number 5, and right behind him, Denzel Mead, who I don't think actually commenced racing until his mid or late 40s. We have the green flag at the ready. The Thunder at Calder Park Thunderdome is ready to erupt as they come in to take the green flag, and it will be George Elliott down the inside. Adam Pay moves up quickly to try and see if he can get to the first turn ahead of Max Dumsney, and he does. No, he doesn't do that. Alan Grice got away to a good start as well. Barry Graham amongst them, Terry Byers and Robin Best as they work the back straight for the first time, and the order unchanged. George Elliott in the Promar machine leads over Max Dumsney, then Adam Pay.
George Elliott certainly on the pace this weekend and setting it with these brand new radial tyres. Fastest ever lap by NASCAR around the Thunderdome as they sweep on the tri-oval for the first time. And George already has opened up a 50 or 60 metre barrier to Max Dumsney as they sweep into turn 1. Very impressive performance from Elliott, always fast in qualifying. There's some good races out there, and particularly keep in mind Alan Grice. He's already up to 4th position, I think.
Well, everybody's in a nice groove here. Normally we've seen throughout the day not too spectacular starts or not too spectacular driving with some pretty iffy starts, but these fellows have got off to a real quick charge and are right in the groove from the word go.
Oh, it's my mistake. Car 22, Barry Graham's the other of the Valvoline cars. Alan Grice still back in 9th position. Grice, of course, the winner and pole position in round 1 of the NASCAR Championship. Expect some fireworks from him today.
Well, they've attracted a good crowd. It's very pleasing to see sunshine at Calder Park. 2 of the last 3 fixtures here for NASCAR rained out. One car already headed down pit lane has only lasted 2 laps in the contest so far.
Car 43 pulling into pit lane. Paul Freestone as George Elliott stamps his authority on this early laps of the race.
One up into the wall.
In trouble. Car.
Oh, and he's caught Walter Giles, is it?
John Stepanek in car 41. He's the man who got out of shape. There's debris all over the track.
The first hit wasn't too bad, but that second car clipped him, and I'm sure that rattled his back teeth.
Yellow flags out. Oh, poor old Walter Giles. As this guy have got no luck at Calder Thunderdome.
Well, you couldn't believe it. He's carrying our DuPont Centauri race cam.
The first car got up high. What would it be? Certainly out of shape. Hit the wall, came back down, and there was no way for Giles to miss him.
We might have a look at this on replay as they head into the turn.
Well, Stepanek's way out of shape there.
Now, Giles was already committed to making a move around the outside, goes through the smoke and catches the back of it.
Yeah.
When your number comes up.
There was nothing Walter Giles could do about that. Here they come now off turn number 4, pace car to the pits, and we're ready to go racing the restart of the NASCAR 300 at Thunderdome. George Elliott to lead away. Max Dumsney sitting in the draft of Elliott as they go to turn number 1, and Barry Graham just back behind him. Okay, let's go down to the pits. Walter Giles with Andy. What happened?
Well, I had a bit of a problem with the gearbox on the start, Andrew, and I lost a few positions.
Lead cars are moving like crazy today. I don't know whether it's just the fact that we missed the race at Christmas and I've lost touch with them, but they are absolutely flying around here today. These new radial tires are obviously making the drivers much happier. Alan Grice in picture at the moment, by no means out of it in the Pontiac.
I think they purpose built for this type of racing. I know there are moves always to try and get them onto the road courses, but they look better, they sit better. and this is probably a little more they're used to. A lot of the guys that came up in the category have all been oval trackers, and they must just have some concerns when they've got to move on like at the IndyCar event. Look at Gricey making the move here on Max Dumsey. He's trying to get the two of them in one hit.
Slower car pulls down the inside. That's considerate of him. This is really tense battle at the front. George Elliott hanging on to this very frail lead at this stage. The two Valvoline cars closing in on him, hand and fist. And Alan Grice has really been the mover in the pack. Qualified 10th, but as we expected, plenty of fireworks coming from Gricey today. He's got the championship on the line. He wants to get another 175 points to add to his tally. And as we know, Grice is a very aggressive racer.
Well, he's right up there now.
Well, Dumsney will sit in behind Elliott. He's here to finish this afternoon. Yeah, had to make a choice, as I said earlier, where he wanted to be, and it's here and winning, and he knows it's a long way to go. Grice will try and pressure him on the inside.
Well, George looks like he's got pushed sideways. He's not going to give up second without much of a fight.
I think you can say he's got him.
He certainly has.
So Grice, enormous amount of speed from the Valvoline car this afternoon. The Dick Midgley Pontiac, a car that Alan's very happy with. And it's all sort of ironic that for the first time in the NASCAR series, he's got a car owner who wants to do the whole championship, and the second and third rounds have both been rained out.
That's true, and the owner, of course, is American. He comes here with his team for each race. So he's had 2 out of 3 trips that have been washouts. They would have been hard flying home unless it was on Continental.
Well, yeah, that's always interesting and laid back if you can enjoy it.
Now George Elliott has slipped back another place. We've got Valvoline cars first, second and third. And whether George is just taking it easy. Keep in mind, this is very early days in this race. 126 laps to go. This still really is the very early stages.
Well, Grice will only get stronger. Whoops, there's Robin Best.
And
the worst for
somebody
Best, and that's Denzel Mead. Tasmanian, he didn't miss him.
Yellow flags are out already. Not surprising. There was a big hit over there. And 23, Ian Thomas and the Tropic Coast Developments car has also been involved.
I think Ian had a loop or put it sideways to try and miss what was happening.
Well, he's done well.
There's no compromise at the speeds these fellas are going. 27, 28 second bracket around this circuit. Once it goes, they've had it.
Well, here it is. It's Robin Best who gets around, goes up to the wall, touches the wall, and then Denzel Mead chased him up to try and get around him. And then when he came down the racetrack,
he almost tried to shovel him out of the way, Mike.
Yeah. So Denzel Mead, after connecting there's Robin Best.
Gee, Robin's found it tough. 2 times Australian NASCAR champion. Things got very hard for him over the last couple of seasons.
He's such a safe driver. I'll have a look at this from another angle from race cam. We're following in Terry Byers' car. You can see him start to light up the bags. Now Terry Byers is thinking inside or outside, inside or inside.
Thank you. Just the sight of that smoke must terrify these fellas. They know they have to make that decision. They can't go 2 ways. There's only one avenue, and hope that they judge the right way.
The Falcon pace car is out on the racetrack. Barry Graham sits in behind it. Time to check out the race score for you, how they're running as they clean up the track. Barry Graham is your race leader in car number 22. Down the inside of Barry Graham to try and get the lead back.
Terry Byers giving Channel 7 viewers a very action view of what's going on out there. You couldn't be closer to the action than inside the cockpit of one of these cars. Terry Byers in the thick of the action too. Drops back to 4th.
Oh, really, Mark, the first 8 and 9 cars are all driving very, very professionally. They're all in it. If any one of these first 3 cars sneezes, there's 5 or 6 of them right behind to capitalize.
Including George Elliott, the guy who put it on pole position yesterday, led the early laps. He came in under the yellows for new outside rubber, and now he's fighting back into 9th position, which isn't a long way back because there's one big train of cars going down the back straight behind this leading trio.
Just thinking it must be a little frustrating for Alan Grice. He was able to get Graham on the inside, then immediately went straight back to the outside groove, and Graham has closed it up. So he can't get a break over the field. Every time he looks over his shoulder, not that he would be at this stage, Graham's still there on the inside of him. Just
whatever Graham's got, the way his car is tuned, obviously he likes it that way. And he controls it very, very efficiently on the bottom line. One would think that that wouldn't be the fastest way around. Certainly on paper it isn't, and Grice continues to hold the high line. He's not worried where the hell Graham is.
Certainly
But they look spectacular coming around in team formation here.
You pointed out earlier, Alan, that, oh, got one out. It's George Elliott. Ow.
Fairly safe clip, but nevertheless,
Pole sitter.
End of his race.
Yellow flags out immediately, so another one bites the dust. George Elliott, the man who set this track alight yesterday. It's amazing how your fortunes can turn around in 24 hours.
Might have a look at that on replay. As the cars exit that turn, and as we pan back, George has already...
Looks like he's done it on his own.
Yeah, looped it, and there's no way you can stop it. It brings the front around, cannons into the wall.
Just a little loss of concentration. Car got a little wide, and he couldn't save it.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that from the other angle there. He was on his own. Crunch.
That was a severe crunch too. Now the Alan Grice car, number 09.
Still doing okay for
I think he's overshot his pit bay, hasn't he? Or are they wheeling him back in?
Not sure. The front angle of that front tyre looks a bit peculiar.
Something wrong here.
They've had to wheel Gricey back. In the meantime, pit activity.
I'll tell you what, they want to get Grice out reasonably soon. The pace car's coming round on turn 4 very shortly. Grice will go down a lap. Alan Grice, they're trying to get the car going. Will it fire? It's very close. The pace car is just about beside Grice. No, they haven't started it.
No, they got the stop sign out because he's in pit lane.
Okay. So Grice.
And now that the field has gone by, he has gone down 1 lap. So it'll be Steve Carson to lead away from car number 14, Neville Lance from Western Australia. Haven't seen a lot of Neville. He's been running very, very consistently today. Was third place getter in the Australian Speed Car Championship in Bendigo only last weekend. So they get going.
Now there's a hidden story here, Mike, as they get the green flag. Max Dumsney's heading down pit lane. He's been black flagged for some sort of infringement. It'll probably just be a stop-go penalty.
He locks up the bags and then goes again. So
Dumsney's back into the race and joins the back of the field.
Well, he might be able to make that up given another yellow flag. But Alan Grice has definitely gone down 1 lap.
Well, that's both Valvoline cars down the back. Now they're going to have to work hard.
Topsy-turvy sort of race, but this field leads through the tri-oval once again. And the man in charge, Steve Carson, former NASCAR Star Search winner. And we haven't seen too much of Steve in the last couple of seasons, but this is a very strong performance from the youngster.
Yes, he's running strongly. As I said, Neville Lance runs in the second spot, all the way over from Perth.
One of the ex-Robin Best Ford Thunderbirds.
And back in third place is Gene Cook, another one of the ex-short trackers who was settled in very well to this style of racing.
So the topsy-turvy world of NASCAR, there's all sorts of new names at the front of the field all of a sudden. Steve Carson in control. And here's the Valvoline cars on the charge on their way back through.
Yes, Gricey.
Now he's got a lot of work to do. 1.8 kilometres to catch up and then some.
Graham was balked there, and Grice got the drop on him. You don't have to tell Gracey which way to go if he sees a little traffic. He took advantage of that one.
Look at Graham, though, straight back down the inside of him.
No, he's got some snap in that one. They're both moving extremely well.
And they must have enormous confidence in their cars, Alan, if they could just use any bit of track they like.
Well, Graham, of course, driving for the John Sidney team, Max Dumsney team, and Alan Grice for a different car owner. I think they're teammates only in the livery.
Well, we've seen that happen on many occasions.
Oh, there's one sideways up in the top band.
Car 7, Barry Blake, is it?
Yeah, Barry Blake from Western Australia coming down the racetrack out of harm's way, gave the wall a clout.
Now, they haven't held out the yellows yet. They might continue racing if Barry can get that car out of the way, but they don't like it sitting down there on the grass shoulder.
I don't think there'd be any incentive really for Barry. We might have a look at this race cam replay. Well, he was already in the wars heading up to the wall as Terry Byers went through. That's one Terry missed. There's one happened in front of him this morning that he was innocently involved with. Pace car bringing the field off turn number 4. It goes to the pit area, and now it'll be Steve Carson in car number 77 to lead away. Neville Lance coming up smartly, so too Gene Cook in car number 13 from Tasmania. Barry Graham is already back to 4th in car number 22. I think we have a great fight on for the lead as they move on to the back straight. And look at Graham putting in the big ones.
He's punching it, Mike, really. Let's get some snap.
We take Dupont Satari race cam riding with Terry Byers. That's the Pennzoil machine. He's back in the pack. Making a run down here on the inside. And trying to close it to get this car before the turn. Just can't manage it now.
A little unsure whether to go under Gene Cook there, I think.
Yeah,
he definitely was unsure, and he wasn't going to take any chances.
To the top turn again, as Graham already sets his sights onto the front straight, pulling away. There's plenty of dicing going on in the pack. Grice trying to pull back that lap. Has a lot of work to do. 82 circuits have called us Thunderdome to go.
I guess it is possible, Mike, but psychologically he'll be feeling depressed at the moment, seeing Graham out in front, knowing he's got a whole lap. Look at this.
Robin Best and Adam Pay. Robin looked to move up a little bit and touch maybe the front of Adam's car, and that's triggered another accident.
Not very often we see them go in a straight line down the back straight. That must have been premeditated.
That was Neville Lance. Car very, very similar in paint scheme to Robin Best. He went out earlier in a similar accident. That's bad luck for the young West Australian. Here's what happened. A clip there from, I think, Adam Pay and Neville Lance. And Lance slides over. Watch the car come through the infield here, driven by Ian Thomas. Somehow is able to get through there. The pace car goes to the pits. Now, can Graham in 22 outgun Byers? And Graham. Byers is lining up here for a big shot down the outside. G's been away smartly on the restarts today. Into the bottom turn. Now, Grice has got to try and outdistance himself from this lot. Get out, lead them, and then hope for a yellow flag so he gets back onto the same lap. That all sounds good, but Barry Graham's car is just sticking like glue to the inside line. Byers there running in second spot. And really for Grice, I guess you could come into defensive driving. Look at Graham down the inside. He just makes up so much ground. Grice is trying to stick his car down there on the inside of Terry Byers. Ian Thomas is making a big move here on the outside of Graham. There you can see Alan Grice and Terry Byers. They're hard at it. Now Graham is able through horsepower just to bring the car back through on the inside. Byers now has a chance here. Side by side with Ian Thomas.
Thomas is around and Grice is going to get him.
He hit him.
And Grice has gone out as well. He's gone down through the infield. Cars spinning in every direction here on the front straightaway. They've all managed to miss Grice, misses contact. I thought he was on his way to the wall.
Grice did a nice job. Once he hit the grass, he started waltzing, and he's now just dribbling along in front of us here on the grass.
His car stalled, and they had to push start it before. He's in trouble. I don't think he's going to be able to start that car. He's going to have to get a push out of there, and that's going to put him down another lap.
Let's have a look again and see what happened. As you can see, Ian Thomas, a tap
from Terry Byers.
From Terry Byers. Now, Grice can't turn left. He's got to drill him, try and straighten himself up. He goes for the grass. Ian Thomas gets it around. Trades inside and outside, and from race cam, you could say maybe a touch to get the car sideways. And then it all happened so quickly.
There's Grice going for a loop on the left.
Car number 22 up to fourth now. Trailing Grice as the leader comes across the start-finishing line. Clear of Adam Pay. Robin Best in car number 11 down one lap. Steve Carson and Alan Grice. Car seems to be working a little better for Alan Grice this time. But he's still got a lot of ground to make up. In fact, he's down 3 laps. And here's Graham again.
Certainly has his measure, Mike. He doesn't need to draft to stay with him. He pulled him there along the inside. No way in the world that you could say that he's hurting for horsepower there against Grice, and driving it superbly.
Barry seems to have his chassis very well set up. From the middle of the corner to the exit, I haven't seen a car yet that accelerates the way his does. He's He's got it working very well.
There's another one gone, our tropical car.
Yes, that's Ian Thomas that's clouded the wall by the look of it and straight across and gets the other side of the wall. Let's have a look at this on replay.
He's up high.
Just got it wide.
Now he takes a second bite. Oops.
Overcorrect, would you say, Brad?
Yep.
Just a nasty overcorrect. Couldn't quite feel happy with it. If he let it run with it and just tried to kiss the wall, but he did give her a right hand down in panic, I would think.
Well, here's the fight for the lead. Adam Pay, car number 44, and Max Dumsey in car number 5. Across the line.
It's only going to be a matter of seconds. He's going to have him. There he goes.
Look at the enormous amount of real estate that Dumsey's taken off him in the last 2 laps. He's certainly got the superior race set up. But look at Pay. He's not going to get him in. 27-year-old. He's fighting back.
He might, but there's no substitute for cubic capacity here. And when it's all going together well for you, as it is now for Max Dumsey, who's been playing a waiting game here practically the entire race.
Yeah.
He now leads it. 32 laps to go. Max Dumsey, the race leader, and now it's Barry Graham up on the inside of Adam Pay as they go to the bottom turn, and Ken Laws, or John Laws, I should say, back there in 4th spot.
So Adam Pay's just back to 3rd. John Laws moving up to take 3rd position. He'd like a podium finish here today as well. So it's Dumsey, Graham, Pay, and Laws. Terry Byers rounds out the 5. It's getting tight at the front. So Terry Byers down to a car length now. And John Laws would see nothing but this big black Pontiac filling up every mirror he's got on the car. Terry's pushing him for John Laws got a long way out of shape, and he obviously had to back off. Terry's got the revs on board. He'll have a decent look down the inside as they come into turn 1. Oh, this is really close stuff.
There's Byers pushing, fighting his way, and gets past John Laws. Good move. He's worked on that for a while.
Sure has.
That moves Byers up to 3rd in the race. Dumsney's still the race leader. Barry Graham in 2nd spot. Terry Byers 3rd, and John Laws 4th. Still a good day for Laws. Won the Trophy Dash earlier this morning, the 5-lapper. And here is our race leader, Max Dumsey. Car number 5.
Max will have everything crossed when he comes down to these final 10 laps.
He's already put a lap on Alan Grice in traffic.
NASCAR Rookie of the Year in 1990. Good indication he's only run 2 or 3 seasons of NASCAR. Always been a strong performer, maybe not very consistent, but they've certainly got the setup on the car the way they like it. Car builder and engine builder John Sidney. And Max, a long working relationship in motorsport, particularly in speedway. 2 laps to go as he comes across the start-finish line. Just under.
That gap is probably out now to about 12 or 13 car lengths. He works the back straight, and Graham at this stage getting set to lap Alan Grice. Here comes the field out of the bottom turn along the back straight. There's Graham just going beneath our camera now, trying to pull Grice inside the distance. They're already getting ready with the white flag as Max Dumsey comes down the front straight. Spectators to their feet. Dumsey to turn number 1, and here he comes now, sweeping through there. He's driven superbly here today at Calder Park Thunderdome.
Sure has. The whole thing about these 150 lappers in a NASCAR is a survival, driving a canny race using your head.
He's done that all day. He heads along the back straight. It's going to be a good day for John Sidney Racing. They're going to come up with 1st and 2nd out of this, turn number 4. The final time, a superb drive for Max Dumsey as he takes the NASCAR 300 at Calder Thunderdome this afternoon. 2nd place will go to Barry Graham, his teammate, in car number 22. And Terry Byers from the south coast of New South Wales will pick up 3rd in car number 26. So a great day for the John Sidney team. Car number 5, Max Dumsey leading Barry Graham and Terry Byers into the pits. Let's check out the race score and how they finished here today. Max Dumsey, the winner in car number 5. Barry Graham placing 2nd in car number 22. And Terry Byers in car number 26 finishes in 3rd. Back at Calder Thunderdome in just a moment.